Welcome to final round of the Australian GP, and will you join us with Netherlands, France, Imola and Australia all to come. And sadly, it's not good news so far. We've tried racing really early and we've dropped a few points. Real players everywhere at the moment, and also race 2, we just couldn't do anything. We were completely outskilled, out of luck. So let's get into race 5 at Zandvoort. So our first matchup then in the final round video for you guys and girls. What did you think of F1 today? If you haven't watched it, obviously do go and watch it, but do let me know in the comments what you thought about the F1 Australian Grand Prix. We're in race 5 though for ourselves. Pierre Gasly and Fernando Alonso locking out the front row. And we're still going to be using our boosts, but we are going to use SAR. Basically, we don't want to use tuning, and we're going to use probably Hex as normal, really. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think Hex is best. So, I might try and not pit with Pierre Gasly for a bit of fun in this race. But can we get off to a good start in this video? So, Gasly launch with Alonso, and Alonso takes the lead on the Hex. Remember, Hex, best boost in the game for wet weather racing. SAR is good round your cornering and grip tracks, but it also has tyre management as well. But if you're watching this not racing, usually tune in and Hex are your 2 wet boosts that you do want to use. So we're just going to literally conserve, because we're against a bot, we're against the AI. We've got 2 phenomenal boosts in the wet, and we should literally disappear from these even on conserve. You can see the gap at the moment. It's a good 3/4 of the pit straight, and this is what we needed for the first race, a little bit of calmness. Let's see if it will continue on. Not many GPs left until the end of the season. Prediction around 1st or 2nd week in May. My honest opinion will be the 2nd week, but I am completely guessing at that. I don't have any Hutch information. The 8th of May in the UK is a bank holiday, and that's when it was released last year. So my prediction is the 10th, but that is a complete prediction. So we're on lap 3. We've got loads of tyres available. We're well on track for a 7-lap no pit stop from Pierre Gasly, just for a bit of fun. Because that's all we can do in this race now, in these final round. We've dropped too many points to even get in the top 20. So we're just going to have a bit of fun, try something new, and see what happens. Coming up to lap number 4. Alonso goes round. He's got a lot less tyres, obviously not using a tyre management boost. Gasly looking absolutely solid to do 7 laps. But if a safety car does come out, we'll probably pit just to make sure of the 47. Still, every point is going to count. So let's bring in Alonso. He can do another lap, but just in case, let's bring him out. Bring him in. The AI is going to pit lap 4. And in he comes. Gasly goes on. Still on the track for the 7 laps. So looking good at the minute for him. And there is a safety car. Mick Schumacher has stacked it in sector 2, which plays, and there he is down the bottom, look. Couldn't handle the wet weather racing, and Mick Schumacher is out. So we're going to make a pit stop with Pierre Gasly, and let's rejoin this race when it returns. So welcome to the catch-up part, and we are at the last corner, about to boost. It's going to be a 1-lap sprint. Where have we seen that before at an Australian GP event? Hey. So here we go. Alonso is off and Gasly in P2, and we're just going to keep these boosted. Hopefully after yesterday you would have seen me get absolutely undercut through a corner as the safety car peeled out. So can we just focus up and get the 47? It looks pretty solid. We are well ahead of P3. And Alonso is going to bring home a 1-2 finish here in Zandvoort Fernando Alonso will win, and Pierre Gasly will finish second for 47. So here we go then for race number 6 in France. 2 more races to follow after this. Looks like a real player and a good friend of mine. A blast from the past with Mark from Blue Jags. So this should be a pretty entertaining and interesting race. So as we cross the line, P1 and P3 start for us. And we're going to look at boost. So we're going to go dead fast on driver 1. And Eclipse is going to be the other driver. We could use Gladiator, that's also in my thinking, but I'm going to just play it safe because we might need to do some overtaking. So, softs to start with, and we're going to push Pierre Gasly for 2 laps straight away on the softs. So here we go then. Can we get a perfect start off the line? Here we go, we boost out and we're quick as we can, and Pierre Gasly and Alonso into P1. Oh, that's a terrible corner by Fernando Alonso. What is that? We are into P1 and P2, and now it is back to P1 and P4. Alonso had the perfect line, but he did a Pierre Gasly in Spa and went completely outside of that line. So we settle down. We're going to have to start conserving on Alonso, and we will conserve now. We've made a good place there as we were launching through. Gasly continuing to push the gas, and he is coming across the line to start lap 2. We're going to keep our eye on Pierre Gasly. Can we just keep him ahead and Alonso ahead of Alonso? So it's a Gasly, Alonso match up in this race, and Pierre for us will be coming in. We're going to do some servicing. I think we'll have enough gap between the 2 drivers, and that gap is between Gasly and Gasly. So he comes round and we'll peel off into the pits. I think we'll just have enough time, and in he comes. So need a good stop by the team. They've been working well lately, and that is a decent stop. So we got away with that one. Here's Alonso on Alonso into P3. Good move there, and as the rival comes back to us, we just move up to medium boost to defend. Rivals come out on the medium, so we're going to push a little bit where required, and let's push them softs to defend. Alonso will save some fuel. We're on medium though, and this is good play by Gasly. We just need to defend against the mediums, match your opponent, and we should be all good here. But we're looking pretty decent so far. Gasly to start lap number 4. Alonso to come in, no servicing. And we are looking okay. Out he comes. We can't get ahead of the rival, but we are into P5. We've got obviously one of the Alpine in Alonso ahead of us. And Gasly's looking good. So we're going to keep pushing with Gasly. We're going to get round to lap 5, come back for some mediums at the end. Alonso, with that Eclipse, will do 2 laps of soft and come back for some mediums at the end also. So Gasly will push on to mediums. That dead fast, giving us the room to basically tyre management and fuel, giving us the opportunity. And Alonso has got past Alonso and Alonso. Where have you heard that before? And he is up to P3. We're going to continue that push. Can we get P2? I feel like we've got the upper hand at the moment. Rivals doing 3 laps on the soft here, and then coming back for 2 soft at the end by the looks of it. So in comes Pierre Gasly, getting slowed down by a bit of traffic, but he's in. Alonso will be coming in as well. Can we get ahead with Alonso ahead of P4? Gasly comes out P2. Rivals pitting as well. So we're just going to conserve a little bit here. And we can come out in P4 ahead of the Alpine, and we can push to the end with probably both drivers. Let's push Gasly just to create that gap while the rival sorts his car positions out. So what have we got? We've got Alonso for him coming up pit. We've got Gasly for him on the mediums. Not too much gap between them though, so we could get ahead with P4 here. We're going to continue the push, and Gasly can go to the end. He's got enough fuel, which is perfect. So Alonso comes in. Our Alonso fighting and trying to get back to P2. Rival comes out on the soft, so that rival is going to be fast on firework. hopefully team orders for the rival can get us up to 47 points here. But with both of them, I think everyone is going to be pushing to the end. Can we get away with 47 points? Or will we settle for 46 or 45? We're about to find out, because Pierre Gasly will start the last lap. Nice little gap for him. Here comes Alonso. Can we go up the inside? Not quite. Firework right behind us now. This is where we want team orders to come into play. Here goes Alonso. Oh, God, it's getting chaos around here with the back marker of the Haas of Magnussen as well. Rivals going up the inside, but Alonso cuts him off, and we survive for another corner. Eclipse with the fuel. We've got the fuel a little bit left to help. But the lines that we're taking are not brilliant because of the back markers. Gasly wins, but it's all on Alonso. We've got hardly any fuel left, but we're going to survive. It's going to be P1 and P3 in France, and it is going to be 46 points. So, race 7, Imola. Looks like another real player matchup. It's absolutely chaos with real players right now. Even though Zandvoort wasn't, every other race has pretty much been a real player. So let's see where we go here. Wet qualifying. And we do a 1, 2, 3, 4. Rain incoming though, so do we go wet or do we go dry boosts? I mean, it could be 4 minutes until the rain comes in. So we're going to have to stick on dries. If it's 40-second change in weather, we are just absolutely gamble. So, Eclipse and Kawhi. Rival human player. And we've got rain in 2 minutes. So this is going to become a wet race in the end. And Rival has gone Hex and Samba. So we've gone dry boosts. The Rival has gone wet boosts. So I imagine we'll be able to pull away at the start, but the Rival is going to come at us very fast at the end of this race. So it's going to be all to watch out for. Even though that Hex isn't going to be too bad, you know, in the dry. Not the best, but still works. And you can see that Hex really trying to get us. And we are in P1, P2. Let's hold off that position. Eclipse should do that, and it does. Gasly out front. Looking pretty solid at the moment. Alonso just trying to hold off on P3. So we're going to boost him up. Gasly looks like he can do another lap full of boosting. We're going to have to keep pushing here because the rain is coming in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So we want to be round and out. I reckon we can do another 2 laps. It's around 24.5 seconds probably without going full. Low 24 if we were doing a fast lap. So let's continue through. Gasly will have about 55 to a minute in this race. So we continue through. Gasly P1 comes back out. Boost him all the way. And Alonso we're going to boost as well. So it's going to be 2 laps of running. Can we keep P2? We can. 30 seconds till rain. That is the interesting part. We've definitely got to go another lap. We can't go too early. Not a chance. So let's go again. So 18 seconds. We'll be able to get round to the last sector by the time the rain comes in. Same with Alonso. He'll have about half the track to do. Who's just lapping through the field. So Rival's going to wet tyres. I would say early. He's double stacked as well. So he's gambling on the wet. 2 minutes and 40 the rain is in for. And we're nearly lapping most of the field. But in comes Gasly. Very slow pits here. Let's just watch where they come. Alonso's coming in as well. Getting held up because of the back markers. They're all coming into pits because of the weather. And Alonso comes out. Alonso's starting to get blocked as well. This could affect our wet weather boosts for the opponent coming in and catching us. We're going to boost as hard as we can with the fuel that we've got with Alonso. Bring him closer. Tons of back markers out there. And we are now dry boosts in a wet race. And this traffic is absolute chaos. Where's P3? P3 and P4 are catching. They're not too far behind. We're just saving fuel. And now we're going to push both. We've just got to go to the end here. Probably a good 10 seconds between P2 and P3 here. Can we hold on? Dry boost versus wet in Imola. And it looks like we can at the moment. But look at the fuel. We have not got a lot of fuel left. We used it all in the dry. So Gasly and Alonso will be conserving for the majority, but we've got a big gap at the moment. Not got massive tyres as well, the rival. So it is looking pretty good. It's been a good race. It's kept us on our toes. We're going to hold on, I think. Rival P3 is chasing us down. And Gasly coming through to win. Alonso is going very slow. Norris being a pain. We can see the rival in the background, but it's not going to matter because we've survived Imola and a return to form with some 47 points. So if you didn't guess, it's probably best to call out, it's another real player. So 3 out of these 4 with the times that I've been running are real players. And we've dropped so many points so far. I'm just going to try something absolutely new here. I'm going to do a one-stop with probably Alonso as I normally would do, but let's try something new. Let's go Ode and softs for Pierre, and let's go downforce and mediums for Fernando Alonso. So I would usually go downforce and Taurus, mediums all the way. But let's just see what happens with Gasly. Let's see if we can push him off the line, do some quick pit stops, and see if we can just hold the lead. So Gasly out in front, takes the first corner terribly. Rival not using the launch start. That's the difference with launch start to no start. And we absolutely cruise into the lead into 1-2. Rival Taurus though, that's the boost that I wanted to use and didn't. So let's try and just keep this rival behind. It's going to be so tough though. We boost Alonso and still the rival gets through on Taurus. And he's going to have fuel as well. That's the problem. Cornering, fuel, tyre management for Taurus. So we're going to see. We've got a soft and soft matchup and a medium and medium matchup. So let's just see what happens. I'm not a fan of the 2-stop. But for technically information videos, we're going to show you what a 2-stop is like around here. So Gasly, and somehow Gasly has lost that position. Even though we boosted when he was coming at us, we still lost the position. So we're going to pit and no service. We're going to try and get the jump back on the softs of the rival. We are right behind him at the moment. Alonso in P3. We'll start to boost him very shortly. Gasly really trying. So let's boost Alonso. Gasly comes into the pits. We should be able to jump him with the quick pit stop. And out we come, and we do. And there goes Alonso. There goes the other Alonso. And we managed to hold him up with Pierre. I don't want to push too hard straight away. I do want to hold him up a little bit and do a 3-3-2 if I can. We are holding him up just a bit more. Let's boost him here. We're going to keep hold of it. And this gives us Fernando Alonso to get a little bit of a gap. We're still pushing. Rivals using up their fuel. We're pushing again and we're still... That same corner we've lost every time. Even though we're pushing, we're losing out. Alonso comes back out then. Will come in P3. Gasly in P2. That Taurus really helping the rival compared to Ode. So I don't think Ode's the best choice fighting from the front. But it's all good to know because we'll never use it again from the front. We probably could use Jin. Jin would probably be the better choice. It's what I would use if I was having to do a 2-stop. So we're going to go early. We're going to come in and pit Gasly. Try and get some clear air in P3. We are. So let's boost here. So we've got some clean air. Can we do an undercut in Australia? What have we got? 7.3 seconds. Can we do an undercut? Can we get through and at least hold him up? We're pushing with Alonso and Gasly at the minute. We're going to be low on fuel, so we're going to conserve to the very end of this race. Gasly goes wide and comes through. We've got Alonso in the lead. Gasly in P3. It's going to be heavy racing towards the end. Can we hold on? Can we get another point? Here's Gasly not pushing. He's used a lot of fuel. Can Gasly get ahead? Can't at the moment. He's really trying though. Really trying. Can he got the inside? No, he can't. Alonso conserving now because of fuel. Gasly's going to have to conserve as well. We're trying to get past, but we can't do it. We're going to still push. We're very, very, very low on fuel. 0.5. And we're still just trying to keep the gap. And here's another opportunity. Can we get it? We can't. That's it. I think. Oh, bad exit out of that corner as well. We're on 0.3 of fuel. As Fernando... Oh, wow. How has he gone up the inside of us there? And it is going to be a P1 and P4. Ah, so annoying. But it does come down to a 45-point race finish in race number 8. I do definitely look forward now to the new season where we won't be scoring max and we'll be fighting for every point from the back or the middle. I so look forward to that. But 8 races, 368 points, and look at that. That is a terrible final round for my standard and what I set. But at the end of the day, we did exactly what we could do. We can't change it now. We will slip out of top 20, probably even the top 30. But it is going to be a whimper to finish on.